Are we on?
Hello and welcome to the Bourbon Bear podcast. I am here with the Papa Bear Bondo. How are you today?
Great. A little hungover, but usually helps my picks.
He had a fun night last night, a little tequila in him, so hopefully we get some lucky charms here. But started off, Bondo.
Oh, wait a minute. Get it right. Tequila's truth serum.
There you go.
That's how I make my picks. Truth.
Hey, that's what we like to hear for the pick side. But going to the game itself, we got a rainy day here in Chicago. What are your thoughts overall on the Bears today? Any nuggets you kind of find when you've done your research?
Well, nuggets is this. In the rain of over a half inch, the Bears cover at 60% clip. And we're supposed to get over a half an inch. So a lot of you meteorologists out there don't even know that. But Bondo's got, jewels that make the betting world work fine and better than normal. So
this year we'll see. We'll see what your picks are, though. But overall in the Bears game, you have Kittle out. You've got Justin Fields playing in the rain. It looks like a sloppy game. Overall, what are your thoughts on the score predictions here?
Well, I'm going to disagree with the experts. I think there's going to be more scoring. A brilliant move would be taking the Bears in the 7, but bet San Fran on the money line because you're laying a lot, but I just don't think the weapons on their defense can contain. The Bears can't contain that San Fran defense.
Yeah, I was going to say San Francisco's defense at the linebacker core and the D-line are, probably top of the league, but their secondary is a little vulnerable. I think the rain overall, for that reason alone, hurts the Bears. I feel like they wanted to take some deep shots to Mooney that maybe they're not going to be able to now. I still hope we see a couple of it. But overall, I think it's going to be that ground and pound, what we're looking for with Monty and Herbert, just kind of chipping away with the zone blocking scheme under Luke Getsy. But time will tell. Again, that's all what it comes down to, though. But the one thing I do want to see out of this defense, though, I want to see Brisker or Gordon have one turnover a day, just to make sure these rookies are kind of getting to the speed of the game in the pros. What are your thoughts on the defense as a whole?
Well, the interesting thing here is that there's only 18 players left from last year's team. 18. It's the biggest turnover. Again, these nuggets are priceless. But 18 players left from last year's team, and that is a total rejuvenation of the team. So will these young kids step up? And I think this coach, Eberflus, he's got his wits to him, and I like him. So I think good things will happen today. And I go back to my original, by the way, my 2-0 finish on Thursday, which I think, I may go undefeated the rest of the year. But I want to look back at that and say when the Bears are supposed to be bad, they're good. And when they're good, it's supposed to be good, they're bad. So it's the Bear curse or the Bourbon Bear curse. I don't know.
And that's the funny thing, too. Going into the year, all the analysts were ripping on the Bears, saying they were awful. But now you're starting to see from the woodwork some of them come out and say, hey, take the Bears' money line today. So they're getting a little bit more respect in the league. And I think a lot of that has to do with that third preseason game where Justin Fields finally had that ball-out moment. So, again, we're hoping we can transition this, to the regular season itself. But overall, I have the game right now. Bears win in a low-scoring game, 20-14. What do you got?
I think you're insane. You must not be watching the same stuff I'm watching. Again, I like the 7. I just don't like the game. I think the Bears will give them a game. I think it'll be a low-scoring game, but money line is insanity. So that's where we differ. And you talk too fast. Slow it down a little bit.
Yeah, you got it, sir. But I need a final score prediction, though.
My final score, again, as I said, I believe it's going to be a 21-16 final, and the Bears will go for 2 twice and won't get it.
Well, I like that hot nugget. So turning over to the league, though, I think the stat just popped up when we were watching the betting show this morning, but it looks like there's a lot of home dogs this week, and obviously a lot of big spreads for week 1, and a lot of people, especially those in the Survivor Leagues, had a tough time picking today. A lot of open things in the mind here, but what are your thoughts across the league? What are your favorite bets this week?
Well, again, this is for news purposes only, so we don't get the Arlington cops flying in here, but the only way that I can justify giving you guys picks is by bringing your friends into the podcast, make this into a incredible Vegas type show, and we'll have dancing girls, and if we ever get this off the ground, but I got to be honest with you. First off, I got to clear my throat. Hold on. Oh God. Buy the good stuff next time, would you?
This is his
but it's insane giving you guys these free picks. I mean, I can't believe it. But I'll start with, excuse me, I have to start down here. The Guarantee Super Lock, and if you guys want to move to Arlington Heights and your wife or girlfriend says, we don't have the money, take the money you got and put it all on Baltimore. You'll double your money, and then your wife or girlfriend will say, yeah, we can move to Arlington Heights. It'll work. So, but if you lose, remember, I didn't tell you anything. But I do like.
Well, dive in deeper into Baltimore. What do you give the pick, though? Well, what do you like here in this game?
Well, there's only two words I can really say. It's Joe Flacco. You can't bet Joe Flacco. You can never bet Joe Flacco. I think if you look at Cam and McCollum can throw a deeper ball than Flacco. I mean, he hasn't done anything in years. I mean, it's
that's a good point.
Sort of like the Bears' offense.
All right,
but Joe Flacco. I mean, you can't say anything other than that. My other 5-star pick is Denver Broncos.
That's the Monday night game.
The Monday night game. I give you guys that you can take the money from Baltimore and just throw it all on that, and then you'll be able to buy in Barrington as opposed to Arlington. But there you go. I mean, think about it. You got Russell Wilson, who's focused. He was on CNBC last week, totally focused. And the quarterback for Seattle is help me out here, Luke.
I told you this morning.
I know.
You got this.
I do have it. I got it here somewhere. But
Geno Smith.
Geno Smith.
There you go.
A guy named Geno who's not Italian, you cannot bet on him. There's no way. And that's another big tidbit I can give you. In the 4-star games, we're going to go Tennessee. I mean, come on, really? I mean, you got a guy named Tannehill who lives next door to JoJo's cousin in Florida and has got a really hot wife. And, you got to always add that to the equation. Versus, I got to look at my notes here again. Who's the quarterback on Tannehill? Who's the other quarterback? Come on, Luke.
In the game for the Giants?
Yeah.
Daniel
Jones. Daniel Jones. And, I mean, that guy's awful. I mean, he's not going to do anything.
To build off that, too, the Giants cut their starting middle linebacker, who I think was their leading tackler last year, literally this week. So I don't think that defense is really going to have any idea what's going on. So I agree with you there on the Titans for sure.
We agree? Wow. Well, we better salute to that. And then you got, you always bet the quarterbacks. Jalen Hurts versus Goff. Or Goss, I don't know, whatever.
Jared Goff on Detroit.
It's like Goss. He's washed up and can't do anything anymore. But
love you, Goss.
So, I mean, there you go. Philly, I mean, come on. That's like stealing.
So, Philly, right now, the line's been fluctuating, though. It started at, I think, 5.5. It went to 4.5. Now I think it's at 5 as settled ground. What do you think the final score of that game is going to be? Because I'm with you there. I think Philly is the clearly better team on paper, and a lot of people are betting Detroit on the Hard Knocks like hype, but I don't see it.
Well, that's true. Hard Knocks, total jinx. But, I didn't even know you watched Hard Knocks anymore. But, no, I agree with you. I think that, Philly's D is going to prevail. I think the final score there will be like 24 to 10. So relatively low. But
okay.
Jared Goff, that's another thing. Joe Flacco, Jared Goff.
So just fade the old guys.
Geno Smith. I mean, come on, really? And another 4-star pick is very simple. We'll just have to say Jameis Winston, who I think is improving and getting better and better, versus Marcus Mariota. Here's another guy like Flacco who's thrown like 3 passes, but he ran a lot last year because he couldn't throw. So, again, it goes back to like Cameron and Greg McCollum. They can throw the football farther than those two guys. So when I have 2 friends that don't even play football can throw the ball farther, then you might as well go with the opposite end. So I've given you quite a few. These 3-tier stars, again, for news purposes only. Houston, Carolina, and I hate to say it, I might have a knife thrown at me, but Pittsburgh getting the points. Here's an interesting stat. The loser of the Super Bowl is 4-18 in their first game against the spread.
That's a good stat to know, actually.
That's a huge stat. And, you only get this stuff here. It may not be accurate, but at least you got the stat. I mean, it's pretty good.
Whatever we can do for the people.
Yeah.
So we're only going to judge you, though, in your top 4 picks. So we're going to go with, it's going to be the Ravens, it's going to be the Titans, it's going to be Denver, and it's going to be New Orleans, correct?
Yeah, but Arizona's a distant fourth. I can't believe he's cutting me off. It's amazing what he does to me on these things.
Oh, no, you can keep going. I just want to, those are the 4 we're going to, the running scorecard. We'll give
the running scorecard. And I'm 2-0 right now.
He's not
if you didn't, well, I am 2-0 in the regular season, and that's documented.
It was never actually filmed, so we don't count.
It was not filmed?
No, it was not
filmed. Oh, my God, I'm going to refuse. I'm going to start my own podcast, guys. It's going to be the Smarter Bourbon Bear. Maybe I can do that one. But you got my picks. Murph, I know you've been waiting for a month for these, or at least you've been texting me every day for a week. This stuff isn't free, but, it's not my fault that Luke screwed up on Thursday, but I was 2-0, and, we can verify.
So I know you don't like the Bear money line, but can I get a loud bear down for the people, though?
Bear down, boys. Let's go and let's start drinking bourbon and let's start having fun.
Bears. All right. Have a good Sunday. NFL is back, my friends. Have a good one.
Sunday fun day.